In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started making a website. I'll first present a brief overview of what you'll need, and then I'll show you step by step the process of starting a website. At the end of this video, we'll have a website online that's ready to be customized and have content added. To get a website on the World Wide Web, you basically need three things. You need the website itself, which is made up of a collection of web pages. You need a place to put your website, and there are many web hosts to choose from. And you need a domain name so that people can get to your website by typing the name into their browser. For the website itself, you have multiple options. You can start from scratch and write your own HTML and CSS code, possibly along with other languages like PHP, JavaScript, or others. While this option gives you a lot of flexibility, it can be very time-consuming and requires knowledge of HTML and CSS, and possibly other languages as well. Another option is to use a content management system like WordPress. With WordPress, the HTML, CSS, and other coding are already done for you, so you don't have to. This allows you to focus on the content of your website. Another option is to use a website builder like Wix or Weebly. These are good and easy to use options, but they don't have the same versatility and control that a content management system like WordPress has. WordPress is extremely popular for building websites and has thousands of plugins and themes to choose from. So WordPress is what I'll be using in this video. Another choice that you'll need to make is to decide where to put your website. There are many web hosting companies to choose from. For this video, I'll be using Bluehost. I like Bluehost primarily for three reasons. The first is price. To me, Bluehost seems like a good value for what you get. Second, it includes free SSL, which allows websites to display this padlock, indicating that encryption is used. Thirdly, Bluehost seems to me to be pretty dedicated to WordPress. And at the time that I was making this video, the Bluehost website said that they have been recommended by WordPress since 2005. If you decide to sign up for hosting at Bluehost, then I would greatly appreciate it if you would use the link that I provide in the video description. That's because I'm a Bluehost affiliate and I'll receive a commission if you sign up using my link. It will help to support this channel. One more decision that you need to make is where to buy your domain name. Besides web hosting, you can also buy your domain name at Bluehost. At the time this video was made, Bluehost was offering on the plans that I looked at a free domain name for 1 year when you sign up for hosting. But you don't need to buy your domain name at the same place that you buy your web hosting. My current preference for domain names is Namecheap for two reasons. The first reason is cost. Not only do they have good prices, but they also offer free privacy protection. When you register a domain name, you supply your name, address, phone number, and email address. Without privacy protection, this information is available on the public Whois database. It's common for domain registrars to offer privacy protection, but many times this is an extra cost. At Namecheap, it's free. When you combine this with their already good domain pricing, you end up with a total cost that's hard to beat. Another reason that I like Namecheap is that they are one of the largest domain name registrars. So Namecheap is what I'll be using in this video. Now I'll show you the process for registering a domain name at Namecheap and buying hosting at Bluehost. Then I'll set up the Bluehost account, at which time WordPress will be installed. I'll also demonstrate how to associate the domain name with the hosting account, and I'll finish by showing you a few more things that I think you'll find useful. This is the Namecheap website. If you click on domains, you can look at their pricing. They show the pricing for when you register and for when you renew. You'll notice that the price for .com is different than .net. These are called top-level domains, and there are a lot to choose from. You can see more top-level domains by clicking the Show More button. I personally have always used .com. You can use the search box here to find out if the domain name that you want to use is already taken. This is telling me that my choice is available as a .com, and these are some other options as well. I'm going to add this name to my cart. I'm done here, so I'll go to checkout. Here's the privacy protection that I mentioned earlier. This is enabled, which is what I want. You'll notice here that it says free forever. This is the price for the name I chose, along with an additional yearly fee, and this is the total price for 1 year. If you recall, on the pricing page there is a registration price and renewal price. If I buy 2 years right now, then I'll get the registration price for both years. I think that this is a good price and I want to keep this domain for a long time, and so I'm going to buy it for 5 years. After confirming the order, you either log in or create an account, and so I'm going to create an account. If you don't want marketing communications, then you can uncheck this. Now you fill in some contact information. The next page shows the information that will show up in the public accessible Whois database if I don't have privacy enabled. This is checked to indicate that privacy protection is enabled for the domain name at the time of purchase. Now you enter your payment information. At the bottom of the page are renewal settings. You can auto-renew the domain registration and free domain privacy. You can check here to save the configuration above to the default payment settings. Now you can review the order. Everything looks good, so I'll click the Pay Now button. This is a summary of the purchase. Now I'll go to the Namecheap homepage and log in. Here it says that I have 15 days left to verify my contact information. After registering, you should receive an email giving instructions how to verify it. You can also click here to resend the email. This is the page I'm taken to after verifying. Back on my account page, I'll click the domain list and then click Manage. This shows that my domain name is set to renew in 5 years. The privacy protection is set to renew in a year. I don't think it's necessary, but I want them to renew at the same time. So I'll click Add Years to the privacy protection and select Sync to Domain. Then I'll click Confirm Order. After confirming that there's no charge, I'll click Pay Now, and then the details of the order are confirmed. Now when I go back and click on Manage, both the domain name and privacy protection show the same dates. Now for the web hosting. As I mentioned earlier, since I'm an affiliate for Bluehost, if you sign up for hosting by using the link that I provided, then I receive a commission which will help to support this channel. Thank you in advance. Once on the Bluehost website, you can select Shared Hosting from the hosting menu and then scroll down to see their prices and compare the different shared hosting plans. The prices shown are the monthly cost if you purchase 36 months of hosting. You can also check the prices for 12 and 24 months of hosting. When the plan renews, it generally renews at a higher price. You can see the renewal prices by clicking here. This gives information about what is included in the different plans, and this shows the monthly cost to renew for 12, 24, and 36-month terms. I'm going to choose the Plus plan because it allows me to host more than one website. After selecting the plan, you can get a new domain name or use one that you already have. I'm going to use the one that I registered at Namecheap. You can also skip this step if you want. Next, you'll enter your account information. Below that are options for your plan. This is the length of the plan and the price. I'm going to skip the extras, and so I'll unselect them. Your total is shown here. This is where you can enter your credit card information. At the bottom of the page is where you agree to their terms. Now you can click the Submit button. The next step is to click the Create Your Account button. Now enter a password for your Bluehost account. Here they're asking you to read and agree to their privacy policy and terms of service. Then click Create Account. Now you can click this button to go to the login page. After logging in, you'll be taken to a page that is asking how much help you need. I'm going to select No Help Needed. For this page, I'm going to select Skip this step. And again on this page, I'll select Skip this step. And again on this page. Here it's asking for the name of your site and a tagline. I'm going to skip this step here, but I'll show you how to add it later. This page is asking you to choose a theme, and again, I'm going to skip this step and I'll show you how to do it later. Now Bluehost installs WordPress for you. When it's done, if you click My Sites, you'll see your new WordPress site here. Now we need to connect the domain name from Namecheap to the website at Bluehost. To do that, go back to the Namecheap website and sign in. It sent me a code in an email to verify that it's really me, so I'll submit the code. Now click the Manage button for the domain name. Then in the Name Server section, open the drop-down menu and select Custom DNS. Here it's asking for the address of 2 name servers. These are the name servers listed on the Bluehost website. So I'll enter ns1.bluehost.com and ns2.bluehost.com. Next, click the checkmark to save the settings. Now you'll see a message up here which says that the DNS server update may take up to 48 hours to take effect. But there's a good chance that you'll see the change within 15 minutes. So I'll pause the video and come back. I'm back. I'm going to try the domain name in a browser. It works. This is the Coming Soon page of my WordPress site. If you look here, you'll notice that it says Not Secure. To see if the SSL is working yet, type https:// in front of your domain name. Make sure that you add the S after HTTP. Now a padlock is displayed which indicates that the connection is secure. This soon after creating a new website, there's a good chance that the padlock will not be there yet. So I'll show you what to do. Back on the Bluehost account page, click Advanced. Then scroll down until you find SSL TLS status and click it. If instead of these green padlock symbols, you see red symbols like these, then click here to select all and then click the Run Auto SSL button. This may take a couple of minutes to process. When it's done, go back to your browser and make sure that the address starts with HTTPS and refresh the page. You should see the padlock now. The next thing that we're going to do is to set a password for WordPress. We already created a password for our Bluehost account, but the WordPress password is different. So click on My Sites and then click on Manage Site. Now we're going to launch WordPress by clicking the Log into WordPress button. This is WordPress. This is where you can manage the settings and content of your WordPress website. To set a password from the Users menu, select Profile. This is the username that you'll use to log in, so make sure that you remember it. When you scroll down, you'll see a button called Set New Password. Click it and a new password will be generated. If you don't like the password, you can click it again and another one will be generated. You can also enter your own password. But whatever password you use, make sure that it's a strong one. Once you have a password that you like, click the Update Profile button to save the changes. Now I'll log out of WordPress. To log into WordPress without going through your Bluehost account, enter your domain name into a browser and follow it with /wp-login.php. Then bookmark this address so that you can use it whenever you want to log into WordPress. Now I'll log in with my username and password. This takes us straight to our WordPress site. Now let's set the name of the site and add a tagline. So from the Settings menu, select General. This is where you can enter a name or title for your site. And right below it, you can enter a tagline. After making your changes, scroll to the bottom and click the Save Changes button. Now we're going to add a theme in order to control the look of the website. So from the Appearance menu, select Themes. This is the active theme that was installed by default. You may have some other themes that were installed, but they are not active. The active theme is the one that your site is currently displaying. You can have more than one theme installed, but only one of them at a time can be active. To get a new theme, click here. You can sort them using these menus. I'm going to click Popular. To see an example of the theme, click the Preview button. You can close the preview by clicking this X. If you like it, then you can click the Install button to install it. At this point, it's installed, but it's not being used for the website yet. To actually use it, click the Activate button. To see what it looks like on your site, come up here where your site title is displayed, and in the drop-down menu, select Visit Site. Here we can see our website title and tagline. You'll notice that we still have some WordPress menus at the top of our page. That's because we're still in the WordPress environment. Visitors to the site won't see these menus. If a visitor comes to the site right now, they'll see this Coming Soon page. Bluehost set up this page for me automatically. But while we're in the WordPress environment, we can see the site and make changes before it goes public. Up here, you'll notice that it says Coming Soon Active. I'll just click the back button to leave this view. To get rid of the Coming Soon page and make the site go live, go to the Bluehost menu and select Settings. You can click here to turn the Coming Soon page off. This is what a visitor to the site will see now. If you want to restore the Coming Soon page, then just click here again. Well, we accomplished a lot in this video. We registered a domain name and set up a hosting account. We now have a website online that's ready to be customized and have content added. As for the next step, I have 2 other videos that I would suggest that you watch. One of the videos is designed to help you get started with WordPress and includes information about themes, plugins, posts, pages, widgets, and menus. The other video is on the topic of WordPress Security, which is intended to help you make it harder for hackers to hack your WordPress website. You might even want to watch that one first. I put a link to both of these videos in the video description. Well, that concludes this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and leave a comment.